Welcome into the video. I'm your tech guy Wayne, and today I'm bringing you my full new user guide on how to use the Moto Razr. I've shot multiple videos on this phone and I've put them together in one compilation style video so you can see everything you'll need to know to learn how to use this phone, starting with my full beginner's walkthrough. From there, I'll transition into my tips and tricks video and hidden features and show you some really cool things you can do with this phone, along with how to customize it. From there, we will move into how to take a screenshot and print. After that, I'll show you how to troubleshoot the phone in case it's not working properly, and we'll end the video with how to factory reset it. So make sure you watch the entire video so you don't miss any important points. And if at any point in the video you learn something new, my one ask is to stop and bump that like button down below. It's a small way of saying thank you to me for creating this video, and it really helps to push the video so that YouTube will recommend it to more folks and help them to learn how to use this phone. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Today I'll be going over how to use the Motorola Razr for beginners. Now this is the Moto Razr 2024, but most of the Razrs work very similar. So if you have a similar version that has the full screen on the back, you'll be able to follow this tutorial. Now this is a beginner's walkthrough. It's for someone who has never used a Moto Razr before. So I'll be going over everything you'll need to know to learn how to use this phone. So make sure you watch all the way to the end so you don't miss any important information. Okay. I always start with just a tour of the phone. Now on the right side of the phone here, you will find the power button, power sleep button, and the volume up and down buttons. Now pressing the power button will wake up the screen. Pressing it again will put the phone to sleep. Now it's still on, it's just asleep in a lower power mode. And if you hold down the power button for 1 second, it will bring up your Gemini assistant, and you can ask this different questions, anything from what is the weather like where I am, to when do the Lakers play again, to help me find a recipe for making yummy lemon chicken. So that's what you can use that for, just launching your Gemini, which is the Google AI assistant. On the left side of the phone, you will find your SIM card tray. Now this is where you'll use your SIM tool to pop out the SIM card if you ever need to swap that out. Just as a reminder, this phone does not use a micro SD. You cannot expand the storage. So this is merely just for taking out your SIM card, okay? At the bottom of the phone, you will find your charging port. Now the charging type for this phone is called a USB-C. So if you ever need to replace that cable, you need to get a USB-C or a Type-C cable. Now one thing you'll notice is that there is no auxiliary port, so you cannot plug in the older headphones that have the 3.5 auxiliary jack. But if you have older headphones that you want to use with this phone, you simply need to purchase an adapter that looks like this. This is called a USB-C Y adapter, okay? And essentially the USB-C end will plug into the charging port, and then on the other end you'll have a auxiliary port you can use for those older headphones, and you'll have a USB-C you can use to charge the phone while you're listening to music using those headphones. So I will link these on screen right here. These are definitely great to get if you want to use your older headphones. Now to wake up the screen, you simply need to tap the screen twice, and this will wake up the screen, or you can press that power button as well. Take your finger and simply drag it up the screen like this, and that's how you unlock the phone. Now this is the outer screen, and you can basically swipe left or right to swipe through the different pages. This is the main home page. If we swipe left, you'll find your apps right here, and not all the apps, just 8 apps that you select. If you want to change the apps that are on this outer screen, you can tap on this little pencil in the upper right corner, and this will allow you to change and have different apps set as the favorites for this outer screen. Swipe left, you can sync your calendar. Swipe again, you can sync the weather. Swipe again, you can sync your contacts, which will make it easier for you to call someone without having to open the phone. You'll tap on this little pencil to add your contacts to this page. Swipe left again, this will take you to a page of games. You can actually swipe through this list. These are all games you can play just using this exterior screen. Swipe left again, now you're back on the main screen. Now in the bottom left corner, you will find your navigation buttons, and you can use this to navigate through the phone. You have a home button, you have a recent apps button. This is to close any apps that you were previously using. and you have a back button to the left here. And I'll go over these buttons in more detail when we open the phone. I would just wanted to start with a quick walkthrough of using the exterior screen. Now, these are the main things you'll need to know with using the exterior screen. There is one more really cool trick, and that's if you want to take a picture while the phone is closed, you can take a picture by simply taking the phone and going like this 2 times, but you need to do it quickly. So watch this. When you do that gesture, it'll automatically wake up the phone and take you right to your camera app. And then you can take pictures using these exterior cameras here. Now, taking a picture is super easy. Just simply tap the screen anywhere and it'll take the picture. Now, you'll notice I'm trying to tap the screen, but my finger is getting in the way, and that's because when you take pictures, you want to rotate the phone like this. So now when you tap the screen, you're not basically covering the camera. And simply just tap the screen just like that to take a picture. And if you want to switch to taking a video where it says photo, just simply tap there. And let's flip it around here. And let's switch to a video. So that's how easy it is to jump between pictures and videos. If you use 2 hands to even easier, just simply tap on that button and just change. These are the 6 options you have to choose from on the outer screen. You have more options when the phone is open, but if you don't want to open the phone, these are your 6 different options here. So I can go back to taking just a regular still picture, and then here we go. And then just tap the screen to snap it. We'll switch back to video again, and then tap the screen here, and you'll notice it'll start counting up in the bottom right here. Okay, so that's just a quick walkthrough of using that exterior screen and some of the things you can do there. If I want to get back to my home screen, I'm going to tap on this little button in the middle of the home button, and that'll take me back to the home button of the outer screen. Now, let's open the phone up. Now, same process. If you want to unlock the phone, simply take your finger and just drag it up the screen like this. And this will take you to the main home screen of the phone. And you'll use these buttons at the bottom here to navigate the screen. This is your home button. It works just like the home button does on the front screen. No matter what you're doing, if you're in one of these little apps, if you want to get back to this screen, you need to tap on the home button. Now, during the video, I'll be referring to apps a lot, and so I just want to explain, for those of you that are not familiar, an app is short for applications. And think of it how computers have programs, phones have applications or apps for short. So when I say apps, I'm just referring to the programs of the phone. Now, on this home screen here, you'll have a couple of really important apps. You'll have your phone app. This is for making calls. You will have your messages app. You'll use this to send text messages. You'll have your Chrome app, which is for going on the internet. This is your web browser. If you want to go to a website, you tap on Chrome, and then you can type in the web address. You have your camera. You have your Moto folder, and this has all the different Motorola exclusive apps that let you do a lot of really fun things. Your Google folder with all your different Google services like YouTube, Google Maps, if you need to get directions to go somewhere. Your Gmail, your music, your video calling. So all those are going to be encompassed in this folder, and there's multiple pages, so you'll just want to swipe left, and then you can see your other 3 options here: your Google Wallet, your Google Keep for your notes, and your Find Hub. And here is the Play Store. This is the app you use to download new apps. Maybe you want to download Uber or Uber Eats or DoorDash. You can get all those through the Play Store, and we'll go over that in more detail in the next section of the video. So this is our home screen. These are just a few of the apps here. If you want to get to the rest of the apps on the phone, take your finger and just swipe up on the home screen, and this will take you to what is called your app drawer. And here you'll find all the apps that are currently installed on your phone. There's only a couple right now, but as we go through that Play Store, I'll show you how to get more apps. The phone has plenty of storage. You can download hundreds of apps to go along with what is already on the phone. Now look, I'm in the app drawer. I want to go back to my home screen. If I want to do that, I'm going to tap on the home button right here, and that'll take me back to my home screen. Okay. Now, to the right of this button, you have what is called your recent apps button. Now what this does is it just simply shows you all the apps that you've recently opened. And essentially, it makes it easier for you to go back to those apps later and continue to work on whatever it is you were doing. Let's say you go to your Google Chrome app because you want to go to Amazon.com. Sweet. Let's go to Amazon. You can always download the Amazon app as well, but maybe just want to use it in the browser. I can swipe through here, use Amazon. Maybe I have to stop and do something else. I'm going to hit my home button. Guess what? That takes me back to my home screen, but my browser is still open running in the background. And so if I want to get back to Chrome later, I can tap on recent apps here and then tap here, and I'm right back into Google Chrome and continue to scroll through Amazon. So that's all this button does. It just takes you to a list of all your apps that are currently running. If you ever want to close an app because you're finished, you say, hey, I don't want to shop on Amazon, I'm done. Just simply swipe up and that'll close the app. So now it's completely closed out. It's no longer running in the background. You can also tap close all, and this will close all the apps that are running. And that usually will help to free up some of your phone's memory, help your phone run a little bit faster. Now to the left of our home button, we have what is called our back button. This simply takes us back one page or one step. Here's a great example of using this. I'm going to swipe up and I'm going to go to the settings app, which is right here. And let's say I go to display and then I go to, let's see, screen timeout. By the way, I recommend you doing this. Change your screen timeout from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. That way you don't have to touch the screen every 30 seconds to keep it on. Also turn on attentive display. So we just went into settings, we just made some changes. Now we want to go back a few pages. I'm going to use my back button. Now look, there's a back button all the way in the upper left corner, but then I have to reach all the way up over here, which can be a little irritating. So I'm just going to tap on the back button right here. That'll take me back one page. Now, if I want to go back another page, I'm going to press it again. Now I'm on the main page of the settings app. And if there's nowhere else to go and I press that button again, it's going to take me out of that app altogether. So that's what these three buttons do. They just help you with navigating the overall home screen of the phone. Now, so far, if you're getting value out of this video, please stop and bump that like button down below. It costs you nothing to do, but it will help to push the video out to more people, and it shows YouTube that you like the video. Okay, next, let's talk about swiping down from the home screen. Now, when you do that, it'll take you to what is called your notification panel. And in this panel, you'll have shortcuts to the most frequently used apps on the phone. For example, you have your Wi-Fi switch here. If you want to connect to a Wi-Fi network, you can hold down on this button here. You can then see all the networks that are available. I can tap on this network, type in the password and hit the check button, and then I can easily connect to that Wi-Fi network. Now, let's swipe down again. You also have your Bluetooth switch as well. If you want to connect to Bluetooth headphones or a speaker or an accessory, you'll simply hold down on Bluetooth. It'll take you to that menu, and you'll simply tap on Pair New Device, which is right here. And then it will put your device in pairing mode and begin to look for any available Bluetooth devices. So those are just a couple of the options that are available. If I swipe down again, it'll show me more options. You'll see here, there are pages of shortcuts. This helps you so you don't have to navigate the really kind of detailed settings menu. A lot of these are the main settings that people change, and so you can just access them right from here. Also at the top here, you have a brightness adjuster. If you want your phone to be brighter, you can drag this up. If you want it to be darker, you can drag it down. Now, in this bottom section, these are where your notifications will come through the phone. What is a notification? Well, maybe you get a new email. That's a notification. Maybe you get a text message. That's also a notification. Right here are 2 new text messages that I have. If I want to go read them, I can simply tap on that section, and it will take me to the Messages app. And then I can look at all the text messages that just came through. You'll also see I have some Google Play messages. I have a note to restart my phone because I just did an update. I have some new emails right here. So this whole section simply is just keeping you up to date with things that are coming through your phone. You get a new text, new email. They're all going to show up in this section, and then you can easily go and follow up by tapping on that section. So that is the notification panel in a nutshell. Okay. Let's move on to downloading apps. Now we we talked about swiping up on the home screen and being able to see all the different apps that are on the phone, so we know about that. If we want to get a new app, we have to go to this particular app, which is called the Play Store. The Play Store is where you find all the apps that are compatible with your phone. So here, you'll find the library that has about 2 million apps for you to download. Some are paid, some are free. So if you want to download a particular app, you can simply tap on the search button twice. This will bring up the keyboard and allow you to begin searching for an app. Here's how easy it is to search for an app. You can either type the name of the app, or you can tap on this little microphone in the upper right corner, and then you can say the name of the app. Sudoku. I love searching for apps this way because it's so much easier, and especially if you don't know how to spell the app, you can just say it, it'll automatically type it in for you and search it. One thing to pay attention to, you will see this little tag here that says sponsored. These are all sponsored Sudoku apps. It's good to look below this little line right here because you don't want to per se download things that are sponsored. You want to just see what has the most downloads, and that's usually what will come up after that little line there. So here's a Sudoku game. I tapped on it. This is a free game. How do I know that? This blue button here says install. If you ever see install underneath the app name, that means it's a free app. You can simply tap on that install button to download it to your phone. If that blue button does not say install, if it has a price, that means that that is a paid app and you will need to pay for it before you can download it. So it's important to know the difference. But most of the apps are free, and most of the time you're not going to have to pay for apps. Here, the button says play, or it says uninstall. So this tells us that the app is already downloaded. Now watch this. I'm going to hit my home button. Let's figure out where to find the app on the phone now that we've downloaded it. We're going to swipe up on our home screen and go to the S section, and here is our new Sudoku game. I'm going to tap on that, and just that easy, now I can play this new app I downloaded. So that's how easy it is to download an app. Now this is an important note to share. Notice right now we don't see our home buttons at the bottom of the screen. Where did they go? Some apps will move into what is called full screen mode. And when you're in full screen mode, guess what? You won't see the home buttons, but they're easy to bring up. You just need to start at the bottom of the screen and swipe up, and then your buttons will pop up for a couple of seconds here. So watch this. I'm going to swipe up, hit the home button, and now we're out of the Sudoku game. So that's just a random FYI, but you guys will run into every so often. Okay. Let's move next into how to change the size of your text on the screen so that it's easier for you to read. For some of you, that size might be fine, but for others, you may want it to be a little bit bigger. So here's how to do it. Swipe up on your home screen, swipe up again, and go to your settings. From here, we're going to go to display, and then from here, go to display size and text. And here, we can play around with the font sizes and the display size. Here is your example, and when you make changes, you'll be able to see it here. So, I'm going to hit the plus. And here, you can see the size of the text is getting bigger. And feel free to play around with this. You'll also see everything is getting bigger, so it's even getting bigger down here. You can also change the display size as well. So now the size of the icons are also getting larger too. So if I hit the home button, you can see on the home screen everything is much bigger now, which makes it easier to read. If I swipe up, everything is going to be bigger as well. So you'll want to play around with those settings to dial in the exact size that is best for your eyes. If I hit my recent apps button, and I go back to my settings here, I can kind of adjust these. I'm going to bring these down just a little bit. There we go. And then hit our home button. So that's a brief run through of just how to control the size of the text to make it easier to read things on the screen. Now, next, let's go over the sound, how we control the sound that's coming through the phone. So you basically want to tap on the volume up or volume down button like this. You'll see it pop up on the side here. Now it's going to go away quickly, so If it goes away, we'll just bring it back up, but press volume up or volume down. And here I can increase or lower the volume. There's also going to be a little button here, a speaker. And when you tap on this speaker, this is how you toggle through your main sound settings. So when you see this, it means the sound is on. When you see this, it's on vibrate. And when you see this, the sound is totally off. So you'll toggle from this menu here. And sorry I have to do it quickly, but again, the menu goes away after like 2 seconds, so I want to make sure you can see it. So volume on, vibrate, no sound. Then tap on these 3 dots at the bottom. Now this brings up your additional sound settings. And the reason for this is there are different things to control with sound. There's not just one sound adjustment for the entire phone. Why is that? Well, you might need your phone calls to be louder, so you can raise the sound here to be louder for calls. But here, this is your ringtone sound. So you have one volume adjuster for your ringtone. You have another one for the actual sound of the call when you're on the call. This is your music or media volume. So if you're listening to a YouTube video or listening to music, you would control it from here. This is for notifications. So if you get a text message or an email, the sound that comes through, you control that here. And then this is your alarm sound. So guess what? These are 5 different settings that you would need to control, and they're all different things. You don't want just one volume control. You want one for each important thing because they all kind of work differently. So just to recap, you're going to press volume up or volume down to bring up that menu, and then this controls your volume, standby, or your vibrate. And at the bottom, these 3 dots here takes you to your full volume menu where you can control the different sound for different things. So call, in-call volume, ringtone volume, notifications, alarms, and your media. All right. Now, so far, if you're getting value out of this video, and if you haven't done so already, make sure you stop and bump that like button down below. Again, it'll help to push the video out to more people. Okay, let's move on now, and let's talk about how to make calls and how to answer the phone when someone calls you. In the bottom left corner here, you'll find your call button. This is the phone app right here. You'll tap on that. Tap on this button here. This is your dialer. And here you can type in a phone number to call. And let's go ahead and give it a shot. So, obviously area code, phone number. Tap the green button to start the call. Give it a couple of seconds. When the call picks up, you'll see it counting up. If you want to put the phone on speaker, you'll tap your speaker button here for speakerphone. Mute here. You can bring your keypad up if you need to make selections on the screen. If you want to add a call to the call right now, do a 3-way, tap on add a call. When you're all done, simply press the red button, and that's how you'll end the call. That's how easy it is to make a phone call. Now, when someone is calling you, it's going to look like this. Okay, here's the pop-up. I'm going to press the volume to just mute it. And really easy, just either press the answer button or decline. Let's tap answer. And here you'll have the exact same options on the screen. And when you're all done, press the red button. Now, when the phone is closed, here's how it'll look when a call comes through. Now, a little different. So on the outer screen, you'll actually have to take your finger and either drag up or you have to drag down. You also have a message button on the left here. If you swipe up on that message button, it'll decline the call, and then it will also let you send a text message as a reply. I'm going to call back one more time so we can see that a little bit closer. There we go. Drag from the corner like this. And you can basically select from one of these pre-recorded responses. Can't talk now, call you later. If I press that, it's going to decline the call, but it'll send that message as a follow-up saying, hey, I can't talk now, I'll call you later. So making calls is pretty self-explanatory. There's not much there, but just knowing how to answer the phone is the big thing, because again, on the outer screen it looks different. You don't tap the button, you have to swipe over it. It's the same process if the phone is asleep. I either have to drag up to answer the call, drag down to decline, or drag from the corner if I want to send one of these pre-recorded responses, or I can tap write your own and I can send my own specific message saying I can't talk right now. So those are the things you'll need to know in terms of answering the phone. Now let's move into how to use the messaging app and how to send a text. Right next to the phone app here is the messages app. We'll tap on that, and here you'll have a couple of these messages here in bold. Whenever you see a message in bold, that means it's a brand new message. So if I tap on here, you can see this was my new message here. I can hit my back button to simply back out of that message. And then if I want to start a new message, I'm going to tap on Start Chat. And here I can simply type in a phone number to text. There we go. And we'll go ahead and tap on that. Where it says text message, tap in the box to bring up the keyboard. And here we can type our message, Happy Monday. And then you'll tap this button. This is your send button, and that will send off the message. There's so many things you can do in here. I'm going to highlight just a couple of the most important things. If you want to send one of those emojis, those little faces, you can tap on this button here and then go to emoji. And here you'll have all the fun emojis you can add to your message. Okay, you can send that. If you want to send a GIF, you have a shortcut to GIFs right here. Just tap on that, and then you can tap in the search box here to type to look for specific GIFs. Search, hello. Now if you want to send a picture, you can tap on this button right here. So text message, there's a happy face to the right. You tap on this. This is if you want to take a picture and add it. But if you want to send a picture you've already taken, you can tap on this plus to the left and then tap on gallery. And this will let you look at pictures you've already taken. Let's go ahead and send this picture and hit our send button. And that's how easy it is to attach a picture to your message. Now all the way to the right here, you'll have a voice recorder option here, which is pretty cool. If I press and hold on this, I can send an audio file. Hello, I hope you're doing well today. Let go when you're finished recording, and then you can hit the play button to listen to it. I can send an audio file. Hello. If you don't like it, simply hit the X and you can start over. But this way you can just send a voice recording instead of having to type out the message. Another cool thing, if you tap on the text message box again, and you tap on this microphone, you can say the message instead of typing it, just like this. So first you'll have to give it permission to work. And now it's listening, and everything I say, it's going to automatically add it into the box there, period. And then tap the microphone when you're finished and you want it to not listen anymore. And that's how easy it is to basically just use what is called voice to text. It will listen to your voice and then it will text what you say. So we can hit our back button here to back out of the message. And that's pretty much it. Those are the basic things you need to know in terms of sending text messages. Make sure you bump that like button down below if you haven't already done so. Definitely appreciate that. Let's move into how to secure your phone with a passcode and how to set up your fingerprint reader. We're going to swipe up on the home screen and go to the settings app. You're going to swipe up and we're going to go to security and privacy and tap on set screen lock. Here, your phone is currently set to swipe. That's the only level of security, which is no security. So let's set a pattern. When you set a pattern, someone has to know the pattern in order to unlock the phone. We're going to make it just an L. Hit next, do another L, and now we can confirm that. Press done. And now, if I lock the phone just by pressing the power button, I unlock it. If I try to swipe up to unlock the phone, I have to put that code in first to unlock the phone. So now our phone is secure, and next we can talk about setting a fingerprint reader. Swipe up and go to device unlock and then go to fingerprint. You'll have to put in that passcode first, And now we can hit setup and we can program our fingerprint so we can unlock the phone using our fingerprint. All right, so all you want to do is simply hold the phone and try to hold it as naturally as possible, and then simply tap on the power button. And you tap and lift, and you want to try to move your finger just ever so slightly each time you lift it and put it down, because you're trying to program your fingerprint into the phone so that it makes it easier to unlock the phone. So I'm lifting. I'm not applying force. I'm just lifting and putting my finger down and just trying to move it each time that I do it. Now we're just about done here. Perfect. Our fingerprint is now added. Now, one important note, I always say program 2 fingerprints, one finger on your left hand or on your right hand and one on your left. So if you ever have something on one of your hands, you can just switch hands and then unlock it that way. So you'll simply tap add another to program another fingerprint. Hit done. I'm going to lock the phone, and now I can take my finger and just press it right on the power button, and that will automatically unlock the phone. So now our phone is fully secured. We have a pattern set to unlock the phone, and we have our fingerprint set up as well. You can also set up the face unlock too, and that's pretty cool. When you raise the phone up to your face, it'll unlock as long as it reaches your face. Just simply tap face unlock. That one's super easy. We don't even need to show the process because it's very self-explanatory. You hold the phone up, make sure you're in a well-lit room, and it will just program your face into the phone. So that's how you secure the phone with a passcode and with the fingerprint reader. Now we're going to end the video with going over how to use the camera. Simply tap on the camera button here. We'll just go over how to take pictures. The device is asking for your location. Tap while using the app. Now, the reason for this is it will organize your pictures based on where you've taken them, and it can be really fun, especially if you travel a lot. It can create just these timestamps and then group your pictures by Hawaii and LA and New York, and it's a cool way, especially when you have the phone over time and you see all those pictures that are saved from different trips. So here is our camera app. Right now we are looking out of the rear camera, and that's why it's dark. You press this button here, it will switch to the front camera. Just tapping this will allow you to jump back and forth between the front and the rear camera. If you want to take a picture, tap the Y button, and that will take the picture. If you want to take a video, you can tap on video. Notice the button changes from a white dot to a white dot with a red dot in the center. Tapping this will start the recording, and you'll see it counting up in the upper left corner. You can always snap a still picture during the video just by tapping this button here. Just extract some stills. When you're done recording video, simply press on the red button to stop. If you want to see what you just recorded, tap on this little icon to the left, and you can go right to see what video or pictures you just took. So super easy there. Let's hit our back button to go back to the camera. You have other options here. You have a slow motion option. You have a portrait mode, a pro mode. You have more. All these other cool options. Night vision is built in, but you have to go and select it in the more section. Dual capture is pretty sweet. You can actually record using the front and the rear camera, which is really cool. Great for vlogging. More. You have a time lapse, and you have a special scanner for taking pictures of documents, which is also super helpful. Now, let's go back to a photo. Let's say you want to turn on the flash because you want to make sure you have some extra light for your picture. At the top of the screen, you'll have some options here. Now, this is your flash icon, and if you see a slash over it, that means that your flash is turned off. If we tap that, we can change from flash always on, which is this middle option, or automatic flash, and that is the phone determining if it needs flash or not. I prefer to put the phone on automatic versus always, because sometimes you're in a well-lit area and it'll allow the phone to determine when it needs to flash the most. And we'll switch that back off. If you want to change the ratio of the picture, right now it's on 3:4. You can go 1:1, which is good for Instagram. You can go 9:16, which is a full widescreen picture or video. So you have a couple of different options there. But those are the main things you need to know. The last thing actually is the macro mode, which is this little flower. This is switching the phone to a mode that is better for up close pictures. You want to get a picture of a really nice flower or of just something where you need to capture the detail up close. You want to make sure you're on that flower, which is the macro mode. All right. Now, where are your pictures saved after you take them? Great question. Swipe up and you'll want to go to the Photos app, which is actually in the Google folder at the top here. Go to Photos. And the first time you open this app, it's going to give you a pop-up asking if you want to upgrade the storage. So Google Photos is an app that is run through Google, and it will back up your photos online, which is convenient, but it does come at a price. So it's up to you if you want to pay for this. It is a monthly price. It's not a one-time. So this would be you paying $199 every month to have 100 gigabytes of storage for your pictures being backed up online. You don't have to sign up for this. You can simply press on this little X in the upper left corner, and that will make that pop-up go away. And here you'll have your photos, your collections, and your quick search here. Now, one important thing to note at the top here, let me see. In the upper right corner, tap on this little icon here. You don't have to pay to back up your photos. This is an important thing to note. You have 15 gigs of free storage with your Gmail account. You can turn on the backup right here. It'll back up your photos online at the website photos.google.com. But when you get to 15 gigs, it's going to stop backing up. So it's up to you. If you don't take a lot of pictures, then I would say turn this on. But if you do take a lot, you're probably going to want to turn on the backup and pay monthly for the storage. $2 a month is not that bad for 100 gigabytes of storage. And it'll make sure that if you ever lose your phone or it gets damaged and you can't get into the phone, your pictures are safely backed up online. That is your choice if you want to turn it on. It can be really helpful, but again, it does come at a cost. So you want to make sure you're prepared to pay that cost every month. Number 1, use this gesture to launch your camera whenever you need to snap a quick picture. So hold the phone and simply twist it twice, just like this. This will automatically open up your camera and allow you to take a really quick picture. Now, this will also work if the phone is open as well. So if I'm holding the phone in the normal position, just with it open, same thing, double twist. No matter what you're doing, it'll automatically jump over to the camera and allow you to snap a quick picture. Number 2, how to quickly launch your flashlight. Same thing, whenever you need to use it. Getting lost in the middle of the night, double chop to turn it on, double chop to turn it off. It works the same if the phone is open or closed as well. Phone is open, I can just simply hold it by the sides, double chopping motion to get it on, double chop to get it off. Now you might have noticed at the beginning, I had to chop a bit harder when the phone is closed because it's a shorter distance. Number 3, how to customize your lock screen. Now, so first you'll have to swipe through and put in whatever your code is or use your fingerprint to unlock the phone. But once the phone is unlocked, there's a lot you can do to customize this screen. So first, what you're going to do is long press on the screen and it will bring you to this option. Now from here, you can tap on Manage Panels, and this will show you all the different screens that will show up on the lock screen. So there's these 5 to start, but there's a lot more you can pick from. If you tap on the plus in the corner here, here are some of the other cool options you have. Now, one of the ones that I love is the stock. So I can tap on that plus, and now I can track my favorite stock. I can add a timer as well. I can add a stopwatch. I can even add Spotify so I can control my music in a cleaner interface right from the closed position. And there's also an app screen as well. So now if I go back, you'll see those are the 2 new ones that we just added. Now let's go back and let's see what those look like. So as I swipe through, there's my timer and there is my stock watch list here, and you can kind of go through and you can add different stocks on the screen. So super cool. Okay, but that's not all. This only grazes the surface. So next, again, long press to get to the menu. Now we're going to tap on this first window right here. One tap. Now here you can customize the background and also the font for the clock and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to fully customize this screen now. Let's start with the picture. I'm just going to swipe left and I can choose from some of the preset wallpapers that are built in, or I can just tap on themes. And here there are some preset themes that are already built in. Let's try this one right here. That one's pretty cool. And in each theme, you can swipe through and there's a bunch of other options to select. You might say, these are cool, but they're also a little cheesy. You can also hit the gallery button here to take one of your own pictures and make that the background. So try that as well. Next, I'm going to change the font of the clock. So as we scroll through, you'll see these are some of the different options for the clock. I think, I think I like this one. Let's go with that one. Hit save. You can change the color of the clock by tapping on this little bubble here and scrolling through. So you may want to make it a bit darker since the background is light. And obviously you've got just those few options for colors on right there. Let's hit save, save again. And that's our new lock screen. But there is still more that we can change. So now let's go ahead and change the apps that are going to show up on this screen, because you might say, I don't really want Gemini right here because I can actually launch Gemini with a gesture from the home screen. So let's now change the apps that show up on this screen. So long press, tap home screen, and then tap again. And when you tap that last time, it'll bring up the 4 apps that are currently selected, and then it will allow you to go through and change them. So let's get rid of Gemini and get rid of Google Photos, and let's replace them with something that makes a little bit more sense. For example, let's add TikTok and let's add YouTube. Those are much funner. And since we learned how to launch the camera, why would we want the camera to be on that screen? We can just launch that with a gesture. Let's change that as well. And let's add YouTube music. Hit the check. And now we have our new set of apps that are selected for our home screen. So that's a brief rundown of how to customize that outer screen to just make it a little bit more funner and, again, more personalized to the apps that you use versus the stock default apps. Now, so far, if you're getting value out of this video, take a minute, stop, bump that like button down below. It costs you nothing, but that little gesture will help to push this video out to more people, as YouTube will see that you like it and they'll try to push it out to more people. Now, I just want to show you one cool accessory that I love to use with this phone. Since this phone is so light and thin and compact, sometimes I'll wake up and I've forgotten to charge my phone. So I always keep this little Anker Nano charger handy. Really inexpensive and super powerful. It just pops right in to the bottom of your phone, fits really easy in your pocket, and this will help to give your phone a little bit of a boost in terms of the charge without you having to stop and sit next to a charging cable. I bring this thing everywhere I go because some days I use my phone more than others, and I never want to have to worry about not having enough battery to do what I need to do. So I'll just pop this thing in my pocket, and when the phone gets low, I'll just put it in. You'll notice at the bottom here, it has these 4 lights, and these are the charging indicators. So each light represents 25% of battery life. So right now I've got 75% worth of battery in this, and this is gonna basically put all that juice into the phone and get me quickly back to 100%. So I'll link this on screen right here in case you wanna pick up one of these. Definitely a game changer. For our next tip, I want to show you how to show the battery percentage on your home screen. So right now, I can see my battery in the upper right corner, but I don't know quite how much battery I have. Now, if I swipe down, it will show me, but you have to swipe down in order to see the percentage. However, if you make this small tweak in the settings, it will always show you the percentage on the home screen. So let's swipe up and let's go to the settings. And from here, we're going to go to display, swipe down to battery, and then swipe up and go to battery percentage. And now it's going to always show our battery percentage in the status bar. So here we're on the home screen, and now I can see I have 96% of battery left. It's a small tweak, but I guarantee you it's going to make all the difference, because sometimes we think we have more battery than we do. And guess what? You never want to get caught with your battery being super low and you not having been able to have charged it. Hint, why this thing is super cool as well. For our next tip, I want to show you a really, really important feature that most people don't even know about. This is called the emergency SOS mode. And in the event of an emergency, this feature could save your life, but you need to know about it and you need to have it set up. If not, it's not going to help you. So, the way this feature works, you're simply going to press the power button 5 times to trigger the emergency SOS mode, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to go into this mode. And here it says touch and hold for 3 seconds to start the feature. So it takes you to this screen, and you basically need to keep your finger on this circle for 3 seconds to basically automatically call 911. Now, this is one of many features that it will trigger once it's in this mode. Now, it works the same way if the phone is open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what it looks like. Press and hold, and it will automatically call 911. Now, what else does it do? Great question. Let's tap on the settings wheel right here, and here you can see some of the other things you can enable. Now, again, this is super important. If you don't set this up, it's not going to fully work for you, and you really want to make sure this is set up. So, aside from calling 911, you can also share information with your emergency contacts. So, let's turn this on. And right here, you'll need to sign into your Google account. So, let's sign in right now. Now, it's going to give us a tour. I'm just going to show you the tour on screen. So, hit next. So find safety features, okay, down here under features. View and manage your info down here. Gosh, that was anticlimactic. I thought it was going to show more. Let me show you the important things to focus on. Here's the first thing. If you have a special medical condition, for example, low blood sugar, you can put that information so that when you trigger the setting, it will show up on screen. Tap medical information, and here you can put in date of birth, blood type, height, weight, and then specific allergies, pregnancy status, medications, your address, medical notes. I'm allergic to penicillin, organ donor, yes, no. So guess what? If you have low blood sugar and you tend to faint because of it, that is something that you should have in this app, because when you trigger it, all that information is going to show up on the screen. So hopefully emergency medical personnel can see it and can treat you properly. Here's the next thing. You'll want to program in your emergency contacts. So you can add in multiple people so that when you trigger this feature, it'll automatically send them a text that tells them that you're in trouble and you need help. It will send them your GPS location, and it will send a picture and a voice clip of what's happening. It's very short, but it will send them hopefully enough information to be able to track you down. Now, emergency info access. Now, this one I'm not as familiar with. Let's take a look together. Show when locked, emergency info and contacts will be visible. First responders and people with access to your device can dial your emergency contacts. So, this is great. This is basically giving permission so that if you're passed out but you're holding your phone, on the outside it will have the contact information of your emergency contacts. So if the paramedics are there, they have someone they can reach out to try to alert them, to let them know that you're in trouble and that they're helping you. So I would encourage you to go through this app and plug in all the relevant information so that in the event of an emergency that you have to use this feature, it's set up and ready, and it will alert the proper people to hopefully get you the help that you need. That is the emergency SOS mode. For the next tip, I want to show you how to run two apps at one time. And there's different ways to do this, but I'm going to show you my favorite way to do it. So I'm going to first open up the YouTube app because I want to have YouTube open at the top of the screen. And at the bottom, I want to have Google Chrome. And I'll show you how I'm going to use it. So first, I'm going to open up this video here. And let's lower the volume. Now, I'm going to pause the video for now, hit the home button, and then I'm going to open up Chrome. Again, there's different ways to do this. This is how I like to do it. I'm going to open up the Amazon app. Let's hit the home button. Now, press the recent apps button in the bottom right corner. Swipe over to YouTube and tap on the YouTube icon at the top and go to split screen. Then swipe over and go to Chrome. And now it will split the two apps for you. Now I can play my YouTube video. In the bottom right, I can tap on this square to make it full screen. And guess what? While I'm watching this video, I can scroll through Amazon and I can do some shopping while I'm watching this video. I believe you can drag this up just a bit to give you a little bit more room on the bottom screen. And it works perfect because the YouTube app, it doesn't give you, there's all this wasted space with the bars. So full screen, I've got all this wasted bar space. I can drag this little bar, the white bar up just a bit. And now I have more room to scroll through Amazon while I'm watching the video. Can also take the phone, I can rotate it. Now in the bottom corner, you have to tap on this button here to get it to finish the rotation. But now it's going to be in the landscape position. I can continue to scroll through Amazon while I watch this video. So super cool feature. And when you're done, simply take your finger and drag down on the white bar here like this, or swipe down, and that will take you out of the full screen. That is how you use two apps at one time. Now, some of you may already know this trick, but I'm going to show you anyway. It's on the same vein of multitasking. If I want to continue to watch this YouTube video and do something else, I'm going to basically play the video. So the video is playing, and then I'm going to hit the home button. This will now shrink the video into a pop-up window that I can move around the screen while I continue to use the phone. Maybe you want to go to the Play Store because you want to download a new app. Feel free to do that. And while you're doing that, your video is still playing. You can move it over here. You can even move the video off the screen like this, and you can continue to hear it while you're using the screen for other things. So this is another way to multitask, especially if you don't need to look at the video at every second. You can enjoy using the full screen for a few minutes, and then you can simply just pull that video back over. You can also take the video and you can pinch to make that screen bigger and drop it down to the bottom of the screen or to the top. And when you're all done, simply tap on the video, pause it, and then hit the X to close it out, just like that. So now we know how to run two apps at one time, and that's two different ways to do it. Now, if you haven't done it already, if any of these tips were helpful or you've learned something that you didn't know before, show some love by hitting that like button down below. For the next tip, I want to show you how to add more apps to the cover screen. Now, we went over earlier how to customize this screen, and we picked these 4 apps as our main shortcuts. But maybe you want to access a lot more apps without opening the phone. There's a really easy way to do this. So first, you're going to long press on the home screen, go to Manage Panels, hit the plus, and make sure you add the app screen. Tap there, go back, go back. Now, when you swipe to the right, you'll get to your app screen because it's the last one in the list of tiles. And if you tap on the pencil in the upper right corner, now you can go through and add 8 more apps and have them as shortcuts for the home screen. Maybe you want to do your Gmail. You can do a quick glance to see if you have any new emails. Let's see. What else should we add? Maybe a fun game like solitaire. Your Google Wallet, because you can pay right from your phone while this phone is closed. And you can go through and just add more apps. Let's add Facebook, calculator, Amazon Music, and Block Blast. Hit the checkbox to save it. Now you can also go to shortcuts and you can add some other features as well. Maybe you don't want to add an app, but maybe you want to add a shortcut to one of your favorite contacts. For example, maybe your mom, maybe your best friend, someone you call often, you can add their contact and now you can set it so that you can just tap that person's contact to send them a text or call them. You can also add a shortcut to the dialer as well, which will make it easier for you to make calls while the phone is closed. And there's a bunch of other ones in here. Swipe through to see all the different shortcuts that you can add to that lock screen. Hit the check in the upper right corner to save it. And now, so this is actually cool. I thought at first it was only 8, but you can add more. So we have basically 9 things right now. So you can continue to add as many as you want, as far as I know. So that's pretty cool. You can have this separate screen with a list of the shortcuts that you would like to see and access from this closed screen. For the next tip, I want to show you how to launch your Gemini Assistant right from the lock screen. Now, this you can do from the lock screen, or you can do it from the intro display as well. It's the same gesture. You're simply going to long press on the power button right here. It'll automatically launch Gemini, and then you can begin to ask it questions. Hey, Gemini, when do the Lakers play again? There we go. If we raise the volume here.
At 6:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time at the link to crypto.com arena.
There we go. So there's our next game. Now, something that a lot of folks miss with Gemini is Gemini Live. So right now, I just asked a question and it gave me a reply. But guess what? If I want to ask a new question, I have to press the microphone again to respond. However, if you tap on this button to the right of the microphone, you can activate Gemini Live. And now you can turn it into a live conversation. So watch this. Hey, Gemini, you said the Lakers are playing today, right? Can you tell me when they play again?
Okay, so they play against the Suns on Tuesday, October 14th. That game starts at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time.
Hey, Gemini, how many more preseason games do they have after that?
Well, after that Suns game, they've still got 2 more preseason games. They play the Mavericks on October 15th and then the Kings on October 17th.
Oh, very cool. Can you tell me what's the first day of the regular season?
The Lakers kick off their regular season on Tuesday, October 21st against the Golden State Warriors at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time.
So that's how you switch Gemini into the conversation mode where you can, or it's called live mode, but basically you can actually have a back and forth conversation and ask follow ups. It just makes it easier to interact. Now, here's the next thing you can do. You can actually open up the camera. You can show Gemini something and you can ask it a question just like this. Let's tap that button to go back into the live mode. Now we're going to tap the camera. We're going to tap while using the app. And here, I'm going to show Gemini a phone and ask, hey, Gemini, what phone is this? Can you tell me what model this is?
That's a Samsung Galaxy S23. Are you having any issues with it?
That's kind of funny. So I got it wrong. This is actually the S25 FE. So it's not perfect, but you can show it different things and you can ask it questions. Now, something really cool I did with Gemini recently is I actually showed it a picture of 4 measuring cups that had the actual measurements. They were scraped off because they were so old. And I said, hey, Gemini, can you tell me what measuring spoon this is? And it actually was able to tell me the exact measurement for that spoon, which was crazy. Now, obviously, know that this stuff is not perfect, and sometimes there are little glitches. So in this case, I didn't show it enough of the phone, so it probably mistake, what phone it actually was. But either way, you've probably seen on the Google commercial where they actually they'll show Gemini something and they'll ask a question. That's how you use that feature. Now there's three different ways to do this, and I'll show you all three. Afterwards, I'm going to show you how to print your screenshot and also how to print an email and print from a website. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take a screenshot of my home screen. I'm going to take my three fingers here and I'm going to press for 1 second just like this. And that's going to take a screenshot in the corner, and I can tap on that little image that pops up. And here's our screenshot right here. It's going to give you some options to edit the picture. We can drag from the corners to crop down the picture. And you have a pen tool to write on the picture as well. You can add text here. And when you're all done, you can hit the check to have it saved to your gallery, hit the share button to send it to someone, or hit the trash can to delete it. So that's the first way to screenshot. Now, the second way to take a screenshot is by simply pressing on the recent apps button in the bottom here. And here you'll have a screenshot button. Now, the difference here is that you can't screenshot your home screen. You would have to be on a page. For example, open any app, and let's say we want to take a screenshot of this main page of Google Chrome. I can tap on this recent apps button and then tap on this button, and this will snap a screenshot of that page. So that's the second way to take a screenshot. It's just by tapping on that or just swiping over to any other app and just tapping that little button right there. Now, the third option is manually by using the physical buttons. So pressing on the power button and the volume down button for 1 second, just like this. Power, volume down. You're going to hold and let it go. You'll see it flash. You'll see the pop in the corner. You'll tap on that pop-up, and then this will allow you to make any edits or changes before saving. So those are the three different ways to take a screenshot. Now, where do we find that screenshot? Where is it saved on your phone? Let's swipe up, and we're going to go to our Google folder, and then go to Photos, Google Photos. You'll find all the screenshots that we just took. Now let's tap on this one. Now let's say I wanted to print this screenshot. I'm going to tap on the three dots in the upper right corner right here, and I'm going to slide over to the print button. Tap on print. It'll take you to this screen. Now the next thing is, obviously you're going to need a wireless printer that is turned on and connected to your Wi-Fi network. So if you have that, go ahead and turn on that printer. Make sure it's on your Wi-Fi network. Next, we're going to swipe down from the top of the screen and make sure that you are connected to Wi-Fi as well. You can hold down on this first little icon here, and this will take you to your Wi-Fi networks, and verify what network you're connected to. Make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on. This won't work if you're not connected to your Wi-Fi network. Okay, so we are connected. Our printer is on. We're going to tap on Select a Printer, and here you should see your printer populate in this little menu here. I'm going to tap on my Epson XP4200, and now I can tap on this little blue button to send this picture and have it print out from the printer. So that's how easy it is to print a screenshot or any picture that's on your phone for that matter. Now next, let's go over how to print an email. Since we're on the topic of printing, let's go to our Google folder and let's go to Gmail and let's find an email for us to print. Now here I have an email from Google. This is for their Pixel Bud earbuds. I'm going to go to the upper right corner and tap on those three dots. And here you'll see a print button. We'll tap on print, follow the same instructions. Make sure your Wi-Fi is on, tap on select a printer, select the Epson, and give it a few seconds. Now, if there's a lot of pages that you need to print, for example, this email might be 5 or 10 pages, it'll take a minute for you to see the preview of that email right here. So don't worry, just wait sometimes it can take up to a minute for the preview of the email to show up. Once that shows up, then you'll see that blue print button right here. That's how you'll know that you are now able to print. Now, one other thing, if you tap on this little drop down arrow, you'll have some options. For example, maybe you want to print more than one copy. Here you can change the number of copies. You can switch from color to black and white. You can also change the paper size, the orientation. So you have a few different options here to adjust exactly how it prints. Now, one trick, if it takes a long time for that preview to show up, try this. Tap on this little drop down arrow here and go to Save as PDF. For some reason, when you select that, it will make the preview automatically load. Now I can tap on Save as PDF and switch back to the Epson printer. And now our preview is there and we're ready to print. And we see our blue print button right here. We can tap on that and now we can print out our email. Now, by the way, if you're in the market, you want to print from your phone, you just don't have a compatible printer, I'll link on screen here to a really great printer, and I'll link a few others below the video. I love Epson printers, and they're what I recommend because they're the easiest to set up in my opinion, and they work the most seamless with smartphones in my experience. Okay, lastly, let's go over how to print a web page. I'm going to go to Amazon.com and just select a product, and let's say you're doing some research. You find this product and you want to print this out. Well, upper right corner, we're going to tap on the three dots, but you'll notice there is no print button in this menu. There's one extra step you need to take when printing from a website. You're going to tap on the share button, and then you'll see a print button right here. We'll tap on print, and then everything else will look the way it's looked on the other pages. I'm going to select my printer. And if that preview doesn't load, again, just tap there, go to Save as PDF, and it should load a little bit faster. Now, one thing to pay attention to when you print a website is that there's usually a lot of pages. In fact, right here it tells us this is page 1 of 15. Now, guess what? You may only want the first page. You may not want to print all 15. So you can swipe through here, and you can basically check in the corner or uncheck different pages that you don't want to print, or you can tap on that drop down, and where it says the page range, tap there and tap on range, and then here you can change it and just put in, do you want page 1, do you want page 1 and 10? You can hit comma 10, it'll print page 1 and 10, or you can print page 1 through 5 by tapping 1-5. That's how you can adjust what pages print. You don't want to waste ink printing too many pages, so make sure you dial this in before you hit print. When you're done, you're going to tap on that blue print button, and that's going to send it off to the printer. Today I want to show you how to soft reset your Moto Razr if the screen freezes. If your touchscreen is freezing or not working properly, if you notice that it's glitching or you're even stuck in an app, this is a quick command you can do that will basically force restart the phone and usually fix any software related issues you have. So let's talk about how to do it. It's super easy. You're going to hold down on the power button and the volume down button until the phone restarts. Here's what the process looks like. Power, volume down. Now I'm going to hold them at the same time. Let's do it together. Power, volume down. 1, 2, 3, hold. Now it is going to trigger a screenshot, and don't worry about that. Just continue to hold those two buttons. It usually will take about 10 to 15 seconds for the screen to shut off. Oh, there it is. As soon as it shuts off, let go of those two buttons and give the phone about 30 seconds to a minute for it to basically restart. And usually if there is a software related bug or issue, this will fix the problem. However, if this doesn't fix the problem and you notice your touchscreen is still glitching or not working properly, you might have a hardware issue, and in which case you may want to find a local cell phone repair shop to bring your phone into that can actually look at the phone and diagnose it to see if it is hardware related. If you have any type of cracks or major dents in the phone screen, then that could be also a part of the cause. This primarily will fix software related issues. It won't fix hardware issues. So this should work for most folks. However, if you're still having issues, take it to your cell phone repair shop, have them diagnose it, and give you a quote to repair. Today I want to show you how to reset your Motorola Razr back to factory settings. The first thing you'll need to do, swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again and tap on your settings wheel. From here, you're going to go all the way up to passwords and accounts and tap on your Google account. The first thing you need to do is remove any and all Google accounts off the phone. If you don't do this, it's going to lock the phone. So if you try to give the phone to someone else, or you try to return the phone to the store, then they will not be able to use the phone. So make sure you do this first step, very important. After this, you're gonna swipe up a little bit more, go to System, and then you'll go to Reset Options, and then Erase All Data, Factory Reset. Here, it's showing you all your information will be removed. Hit Erase All. Now, before you do this last step, this is what is officially going to trigger the restart. You want to make sure that you've backed up all your data before doing this, because once you hit Erase All, there is no going back. Anything important that you want on this phone, you will no longer have access to. So make sure you transfer all your data off first. Now we're going to tap Erase All Data. And at this point, it's going to trigger the factory reset. Now, this can take anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes, depending on how much data you have on the phone. At this point, you don't want to touch the phone, just let it sit. And it's going to power cycle a few times as it erases your data, and then it will set the phone up like when you first got it. Now, one important thing to note, your phone does need to have at least 30% battery or higher, or it will not let you start the reset process. The reason for this is if your phone dies, your battery dies in the process of the restart, it could brick the phone, which would make it unusable for anyone. So make sure you charge your phone before you do this. If you got value out of the video, make sure you bump that like button down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Take care, and as always, have a good one.